Okay, everybody, welcome in. Let's see what's going on. This is for whoever needs to hear this message. This is a weekly reading I do on Sundays. It's super fun for me because it's just like, hey, what story needs to come out that hasn't come out this week yet? Right? So let's see what's going on here, what needs to show up for you right now. If you're brought here by the title, there's definitely something in this reading for you. So let's see where we go. Any zodiac signs that do show up, I'll get some extra love for you in the extended, okay? The alchemical artist, indeed. One journeys to the stars. Oh, interesting. Your effortless effort is fully required. So as we move on in this week, we do have a couple things going on astrologically. We have Mercury in retrograde going on the 9th, and on the 10th we have a full moon in Pisces. So I'll be talking more about that in the readings, but I wanted to say it's coming up. The full moon in Pisces is coming up for me because Pisces is so much about your connection to spirit. And it's also about your ability to feel your feelings. That's your intuition. So some of you could be really benefiting from these transits this week because if you're trying to open up to your intuition more, okay, this week really supports that. And if you have been running away from anything, this week is also going to support that. So be a little bit mindful if you find yourself, fantasizing or being in these ungrounded states, that you can use everything can be used for positive or negative result. So if you are feeling like, oh, I just want to get out of my 3D life and I want to be more in my mystical, spiritual life, great. Like, what's the intention? And so just be very intentional this week about your practice. All right, your what you're doing to open up to your intuition more. You might want to learn, because we are in Virgo time, which is really awesome, for grounding. And grounding in a healthy ways. Health and well-being is very Virgo energy. So you can get a little bit overwhelmed with this beautiful experience of being sort of flying among the stars. But just remember to ground yourself in your Virgo every day, every single day. Okay? There you go. 8 of Pentacles, that's definitely grounding. Taurus here underneath, the Hierophant, and we have the 2 of Cups, which is, I feel like some of you are shifting from focusing on your work so much to moving into your heart, which is very Pisces full moon. All right. 8 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Definitely. Look at this. Page of Cups, 2 of Swords, 4 of Wands, 5 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. There's the Magician. That's Mercury. So I feel like some of you are inviting in new love after spending quite a bit of time walking away from it. Some of you might be discovering that you are trying to escape from your feelings and, really spending a lot of time in your mind and thinking and intellectualizing, thinking your feelings. Okay. That can be an awareness this week for you that isn't really helpful. What you do want to do is be more in this heart chakra, really feel the feelings. Okay. That's going to be helpful. And I do think some of you are clearing up or putting to rest a sense that everyone's out to get me, or a sense that people are manipulative to me, or that people are treating me badly or taking advantage of me. Okay. I feel like some of you could be feeling that. And I think it really comes to a little bit of a victimhood thing here, where if I'm feeling bad, it must be because of something external to me. And air quotes around bad. Okay. But I think that there's something here to recognize that it's not really coming from an external source. It's coming from inside the house. So the feelings that existing that you might feel are because of other people are really because of how you're handling the situation with other people, or are really because of this sense that, I'm having a hard time moving into feeling good. If I'm trying to manifest something positive, I'm having a hard time moving into feeling good. And you really are in charge of this. You're in control of your own experience and how you choose to label events, label relationships, how you label interactions, right? Like somebody could point out to you something that you're doing that isn't getting you where you want to go. Okay, let's just say, but you feel attacked by that. You feel like that this person is trying to be mean or trying to manipulate you or trying to make things harder on you or something like that. When in fact, they're trying to be of assistance, but you're blocking this. And so now I do feel like there's a sudden awakening in this this new moon in Pisces, and also Mercury retrograde, because Mercury is our mind, right? Mercury is our thinking. And when it goes retrograde, we're asked to sort of go inside and understand, what's really going on here. And I think you're going to have a realization that someone's just trying to be of some help to you, or someone's trying to, while in the past you might have had experiences of people manipulating you, actually really doing that, it's almost saying to me that this is just a go-to belief, that when you start to feel bad, that it's something that's out there. And when that happens, like, you're giving away your power. Okay, when you think something's out there, that means you have no control over it. So I think this is a really beautiful realization that it's actually going on inside me, how I'm relating to this experience of someone pointing out that I'm doing things wrong or whatever like that. They're not there to attack you. They're there to say, hey, let's realign with something that is going to be working for you. Or let's just see it. Let's see it, call it, see it for what it is. And so that we can change it. We can move in a direction that doesn't feel like you're being attacked or taken advantage of or anything like that. Because I feel like that did happen in the past, but now it's like being labeled over. Now everything is sort of, anything that feels not good to you is being labeled as someone else is taking advantage of me or something like that. So I think that's getting cleared up this week. I think you're now starting to see, like constructive criticism. There may have been a person in your past who did that to you, not in a way that was meant for helping, but in a way that was meant for tearing down your self-confidence. But now anytime you hear criticism or anything like that, you're just automatically assuming that someone's trying to hurt you. And I don't necessarily think that's true, but it's going to be incumbent upon you to determine that now. And so with this shift in this energy into this very dreamy, Piscean energy, we do have Neptune and Pisces still. So there can be this sense of like ungroundedness or an inability to really understand what's truly going on. And you might feel a little cloudy, a little murky this week. I do feel like things are shifting in such a positive direction, though, once you recognize that you do have power over how you experience a thing. Someone gives me constructive criticism, I'm like, oh my God, thank you. I could have spent years going around and around this barn without recognizing it. And someone comes in and goes, oh yeah, look, this can just change like that. So there's a little bit of a call to align yourself more with your heightened intuition, to understand what is truly meant by what's going on in your experience. I do feel like some of you have protective angels. Some of you have protective partners, people around you who, it's not their job to constantly clap for you and, constantly affirm decisions, even if they see them as potentially dangerous or potentially hurtful to you, right? It's not their job to be like, yeah, go for it. Like the emperor's new clothes, like, woohoo, stick of butter on everything. Let's just have fun. Let's just have joy in every single thing. If that were true, and I think that that's what's being felt right now, is that everything should feel that way. And I'm here to say to you that it's not the fault of this external person. And it is all about you labeling things for yourself as, good or bad, and even things that may trigger you a little bit because of the past ways people were using those things. It's now like you got to kind of see them for what they are in a little more realistic way. So we have this dichotomy of Pisces being in the full moon, which is likely, you see how the opposite energies here. Pisces can be murky and can be unclear. It travels in the language of feelings, which are kind of amorphous, and you can have many feelings on top of each other. Full moon is supposed to shine a light, right? Mercury retrograde. Oh boy, am I communicating consciously? Well, in retrograde, we're sort of like looking inside, but in the Virgo energy, it is about practically doing the thing that is going to make the most grounded, practical sense. So you can see how these two things are kind of working with each other right now. So what you're being asked to do is see what triggers you from your past that has sent you down this road of spiritual awakening. All right. Something might have happened in the past that sent you down this road, a very triggering kind of love relationship, or something that was going on in your childhood, the Page of Cups here, and really seeing those things for what they are as helpful lessons and not just painful things that you might end up reliving because you bury them. So it's time to see those things as helping you gain mastery, Three of Pentacles. And so you can see everything with a silver lining. And that's a little bit Neptune-y. That's a little bit Pisces too, is to see everything as helpful or supportive or joyous or something like that. It's only when you get triggered and whatever triggers are showing up, we are going to be doing a shadow work workshop this fall, which basically is about identifying the triggers and then really tracking them back to actual experiences that you've had so that you can then use them in a positive way for yourself. So it doesn't just become this emotion that goes down a rabbit hole and becomes more overwhelming and makes you run away more. Instead, it's like, oh, okay, now I see. Because these things are buried, not in your shadow work is about bringing the unconscious conscious. And so when you have triggers based on long buried embarrassments or feeling of shame or feeling of anger or frustration or pain, what we're asking is to bring it out into the light. Full moon in Pisces, right? Bring it out into the light. I do love that so much. So what's coming up here is Ace of Cups and the Four of Wands and the Magician. And this is really about you being able to manifest very consciously. We're no longer in this unconscious behavior. With Mercury going retrograde, I love that it's, in this Virgo time, because there is a lot of practicality here and the Taurus energy here and us wanting to be more able to transmute the energy, right? The alchemical artist, transmute the energy of triggers or anything that is disruptive to your high vibe, transmute that into workable intelligence, right? Emotional intelligence. That's where that comes from, is transferring these, these things that are bubbling up underneath our subconscious, breaking free into the consciousness without our, without warning, learning to use that is what emotional intelligence is all about. And I feel like that's what's happening here. And it's making for a very powerful new beginning that is trying to happen. Okay, the Ace of Cups and the Four of Wands. This new beginning is really trying to happen. And you are now manifesting in a positive way by using these triggers in such a way that helps you instead of sets you back, instead of puts you in the spiral of emotion or anything like that. And this does have to do with the ability to be in a love relationship. These things need to be cleared. The triggers from the past, the way emotions were buried, the way things went with that last person, or did you attract some narcissistic partners or someone who was out to hurt you or out to take from you, vampire, okay? To be able to then see that more clearly and use it in a way that's helpful to you, bringing these things conscious. Oh, that's so beautiful. And so your effortless effort is fully required. This is about really understanding and being in understanding, but like being in the heart chakra in a positive way, so that it's serving you, so that it's manifesting this new love, this new commitment, this new opportunity. It's really manifesting that going forward. I do see Gemini here. I do see Taurus. We are in Virgo time. We're talking about Pisces. I'll take a look at those in the extended. And it does feel like there is new love coming in. So if this resonates, if this reading resonates for you, even if those aren't your signs, there's a link below if you want to continue on with this reading, and I will see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.